Yo, salute, salute. Got an exclusive for y'all. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this on Facebook and Twitter for me. Got Hynaken in the building. Also, if you already subscribed to the channel, just to make sure we get out this shadow ban, go ahead and unsubscribe, subscribe again, and hit that notification bell. You'll start getting your notifications, gang. Let's get it.
But the thing about it is, all these people that don't like us, they don't know that they really come from us.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, that shit was that.
And it goes viral, more or less. That's the best description I can give. You know, I've done a lot of sit downs with a lot of influential people over the past decade. To a lot of people, I'm just brand new to the world over the past 4 months, based off my expert opinions. But the history goes a little bit farther back than that. That's how come all the guests that's come on, the only one we didn't know was 21 Savage, that we didn't have a connection with. But every guest has pretty much known one of the people on the panel for at least a decade, give or take. So I think last night we had Hitmaker on. So I've known him since 13 years. And so I think 20 years. So it's a lot of history that we got in this entertainment.
No, dope, bro. And like, you know, you being in the culture for all these years and you seeing what's going on with the rappers today, like, as far as, you know, they dying at an all-time high or they getting hit with, like, Ricos. Like, what's your opinion on that, bro?
I mean, I've always said this, and I got a lot of backlash for this. Being a rapper is one of the highest profile targets you can be. And these district attorneys, this is big cases that they're going to close. So when I said that if you give a district attorney the choice to go after Jay-Z or El Chapo, they would take Jay-Z only because of what that's Beyonce's husband. I'm not trying to minimize what El Chapo has done, but we have to know the profile and the power and the visibility we have across the world, from how we influence culture in Japan, London, Sweden, Norway, things of that nature. So all these rappers are just, you know how those old white dudes got the little lions and boars on their heads, those little hunting trophies? That's what the rappers are to the district attorneys. They're trophies. Point blank DN. And rappers, yeah. Because I've been fortunate to be around political people based on the friends I have. I hear how they talk. They're aware. Some of them are offended that their kids are listening to this music and they want to make an example. There are guys who went to school in high school and they were bullied and they became cops. And now they're like, this is my revenge. I can arrest these dudes that was playing me out, during senior year or junior year. It sounds ridiculous, but it's all factual. You know, so, and the rappers also gotta know you're telling on yourself. A lot of people make detectives just by watching World Star videos. You got to be a little bit more clever in how you distribute your information in your music. Because it's one of the things when we sat with Hitmaker the other night said was hip hop had such an effect on his life that both his parents are multi-millionaires, and he decided to leave the comfort of having multi-millionaire parents to go sell crack because of the influence of the music. So, and attention's the new currency. It's a whole cluster of things going on, along with the violence and having to live up to your raps, more or less, if you tie it in a bow of why all these indictments are coming down, in my personal perspective and insight of being around other individuals.
Dope. But like, we had like a discussion, like it was, you know, a lot of people was blaming it on the rappers, like as far as their lyrics. And, you know, in the past, rappers have used, you know, lyrics. They have said different things when it came to hip hop in regards to maybe criminal activity. Do you think, like, because like people been doing it for years, like it's been going on for like 30 years, but people been doing this and nothing happens, and now you got this generation where they've been like extremely targeted. Like, what you say about that?
I mean, you got to understand, I was with a real estate dude, right? He's made millions off of real estate, and he's entered into the entertainment industry. So I'm going to go a little bit around, but I'm going to tie this up quickly. He said this entertainment industry is probably one of the only industries where you can amass an insane amount of wealth in a short amount of time, even though real estate is safe. He said, to make what I can make in entertainment, I'd probably have to flip 30 houses. So I say that to say, you got these young dudes who's not going to school who are making millions, and older gentlemen are gaining animosity. Now they're targeting it. And along too, these rappers are living up to the lyrics. So it's a perfect storm. You're living up to the lyrics, and you're infuriating people who have the power to, you know, hold your lyrics against you. And that's what's happening, because people been talking crazy on music since the beginning of time, before there was a tune and we were using a spoken word. Now, all of a sudden, within the past 20 years, only the black dudes or the young black guys are really getting it off. Come on now.
Hey, just to touch on that, I want to say, I think the biggest thing I think we forgot about is the big difference. Because back in the day, they talk about pushing bricks, pushing peas, but nowadays they rapping about it. Hold on, nowadays they rapping about it, right?
Hold on, Boston. Hold on, Boston. Let us finish the question.
Hold on, bro.
Hello?
Yeah, hold on, Hynaken, 1 second.
Yeah, hold on, Boston. Let Chuck finish his questions, bro. Then he gonna open the stage.
Nah, oh man, because he was making a great point, man. I want to hear his point.
Florida, go ahead.
Yeah, my bad, bro. I didn't mean to cut nobody off. I thought the stage was clear. My bad. But yeah, I was just saying, like back in the day, they used to rap. We had our Jay-Z's, we had our whoever, Fat Joe's, whatever. But nowadays, right, we got our thing. We got our same guys, right? But now we got social media. So now we seeing Rollo after. So now instead of just hearing these guys rap about it, now we can see Rollo with $1 million on a jet. We can see these niggas posting in the hood. So if we can see it, you better believe the detective over there in the federal building, he's seeing this shit too. So we making their job just super easier. So now they can differentiate the real from the fake. You know what I'm saying? Because now they got hardcore evidence now. Oh, you really ain't just rapping. You niggas is really doing this. You know what I'm saying? So that social media plays a big part.
I agree.
I mean,
Yeah, then you got like this whole concept. Like I was thinking about, like I don't know, you know, if it's true or anything, but it just comes to my mind when I hear like, okay, these guys in Atlanta, a lot of them is multiple people from different neighborhoods, millionaires now, and they've been known to go back to their neighborhood and help out their neighborhood. It's like this the way the government to try to stop that money going back into them communities and make people in the future be scared.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, depending on who's in the seat of legislation, how people feel. Anytime Black people are amassing wealth and start doing things and uplifting, it offends a certain group of people. They might not even be necessarily white. I've worked for a lot of different corporations. I've had multiple jobs. I've worked with different nationalities and religions. I know one thing. When I worked with Italians, if you're a penny short, they'll cut you a check fast. There are other nationalities, they'll find a way to rip that penny out of you, even if you worked 90 hours overtime. So whenever Black people are moving in a positive direction and amassing an extreme amount of wealth and controlling their own destiny, it offends people. We see what happened with Black Wall Street out in Oklahoma back in the days, 1919, 1920. If anybody can correct me, it's around those years. You know, the Harlem Renaissance, it's always an issue, even though we're minding our business. So just pay attention to that. So these rappers giving back, using their wealth to help uplift other people, yeah, because then now you don't need any help from anybody else. Anytime you affect money, if it don't make sense, it's gonna make sense for someone else.
I got you. Right. And I had asked Matt this question the other day, like when it came down to like the impact of Lil Durk, like being in New York. Like what's the impact of Lil Durk, his music on New York, and it comes to the hip hop culture?
This is a little sensitive to me, not in a crazy way. Durk is are you guys familiar with the Chicago rap culture? Not the violent part, but how there was a time anybody that came out of Chicago would go viral. And it was just a thing. Durk was part of that wave, Chief Keef, all the other dudes, OTF. And in that same wave, that's how academics started getting popping, because he kept talking about Chicago rappers. So anytime you did something with a Chicago rapper, you were guaranteed to do 500,000 hits. A bad Chicago rapper interview would get you 250,000 hits. That was roughly like 5-6 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. So his impact now, to see his growth, he's nothing like that from now. He's beyond Chicago. He moves like he's lived a different few places. You can see the influence of Miami. You can see the influence of Harlem in him. The influence of LA in him, how he wears his hair, his jewelry, and his ascension now. Like how Drake is co-signing him. He's not a regional rapper anymore. So his influence is beyond New York, in my personal opinion.
Gotcha. And like to take it somewhere else for a second, like what's your relationship today like with 50 Cent? How you and 50 Cent relationship?
I haven't seen him. The last time I saw him was 2019. That was right when we all moved off from the office. It's never, so you got to understand, I had recently lost like 60, 70 pounds. So he probably would have a hard time recognizing me, but it ain't no issue. The first thing he would be like, he would come, he'd punch me in my stomach. He'd be like, you lost that weight. Because when I was heavier, he would always come, start throwing body blows. He said, the fatter you get, the harder I'm going to keep hitting you. And things of that nature. And anybody that knows Fifth loves to fight, and he'll hit you hard. So it wasn't no cheap blows when he was hitting me. But in 2019, that's when he had moved to Texas. So a lot of people didn't know that. They still thought he was out here in New York. So I haven't seen him since then. The last time we were anywhere in proximity was the DJ Self block party, but he was on the other side of the stage. I'm not gonna go and hawk him.
And that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago, give or take, out in Coney Island.
Right.
You know, but I always show him love, because he never once told me, yo, you're wilding on these interviews. People would complain to him about all the shit I was doing. he would never come to me and say, chill out. He would look at them and be like, that's one of my hitters. Keep doing your shit even more. So he gave me like a blank slate to wild out. And he gave me a lot of leverage and flexibility, to keep it frankly honest.
So is it safe to say, Hynaken, that 50 put on more people in the industry than what we really think?
What it is, like 50's, his vibe is different. You just never know. Like I'll give you a story. This is on footage, but a lot of people don't know. So when we would do interviews, artists would come up and it would be in the same space 50 would be walking around. So we're accustomed to seeing Fifth. He's just a regular nigga to me. Not to downplay him, but that's how much years we spent around each other. So I don't get starstruck. So people would come, they'd be like, I'm like, what's wrong with you? It's like, it's him. I'm like, who? Whatever. So one day, R.I.P. to young Dolph, he comes up to the office. He's not in the best of mood. He keep it honest, he didn't even want to do the interview. So he walks in and he's like, yo, big homie, you think I could meet Fifth? And I already had it programmed in my mind what to tell these dudes, because I was just like, yo, listen, I'm just keep it frankly honest with you. He don't want to see you niggas. He don't care to talk to you niggas. He don't give a fuck. However, if you see him, let him talk to you first. And I'll just keep it straightforward with you. He might walk in this interview and talk to you. But overall, he doesn't give a fuck to see you. And he was upset. And he was going to walk out the interview, but he's like, yo, you was so real with it, I'm going to do the interview. And sure enough, Fifth walks in. All of a sudden, he turned into a fan. And this is all on footage. Everything I'm saying, word for word, is on footage. And you see Fifth sit down, and he looks at Dolph, and he says, I don't normally do this. And he points to me. He'll tell you, I don't want to see you niggas, but I fuck with you. So to go around, Fifth will do things for niggas, and you'll never know. So he might have helped out 1,000 people, and only 300 of them know. He might have placed a call to a TV company and say, that's my man's, give him a show. And if you don't, I'm going to put a show during your time slot so I can crush your ratings so your bottom dollar line ain't going to win. So that's how he maneuvers. That's how he plays. So he might have put a whole shit ton of people on, and I can't even give you a number.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
What's like? How did you like get on the show with Math Hoffa? How did that come about?
It's a full circle. Like I met Math, when did I meet him? 2008. So his manager at the time, I did an interview with one of his artists. And I was on fire at that time. I had links to World Star. So anybody that needed a buzz to get put on, they had to go through me. This is all documented. I'm not trying to come off funny. It's just to give you how the dynamic worked. So Math came on, we kicked it off. And then, after the interview was done, he was just showing me how he's always been proud of his kids. So he was showing me how his son was on the honor roll, super genius. And we would just keep running into each other. And the dudes that were shooting all my interviews, they also shot music videos. So all the early Math, Hoffa, World Star videos, that came through us as well. Then all through the battle rap. So we would just always see each other. And our dynamic was more than hip hop. We would just always talk to each other as men. And when I saw him doing the show, I was hitting him 2 years ago. I'm like, this shit is coke. And he's like, that means a lot coming from you, because I know you know what it takes to do a show. And fast forward, one day he just said, yo, can you come up and do an episode? And I already had a lot of chemistry with him from doing multiple interviews. And he's seen all the work I've done with, from the porn stars to the rappers to the athletes. So it was a seamless transition. But I'm cutting 10 years out just to make it make sense for the people listening.
Oh, got you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo, Hynaken.
Yeah.
So you wasn't able to hear Mav interview on with Big Chuck on Clubhouse?
Nah, I didn't get a chance to listen to it.
Do y'all mind to run that back? Because this will be his first time hearing it, and we could probably get his opinion on.
I mean, is it like a part, or are you trying to run the whole thing?
Yeah, it's a part.
All right,
You got a part.
Yeah. I could.
Hey,
do
Jess.
That. Oh, I was gonna say, yo, y'all can follow Hynaken, and Hynaken tell him how to get at you too while we waiting for the video.
Yeah. Best place to catch me is on IG, Instagram, Hynaken. Once again, Hynaken.
And do respond like he on his shit every day. He interact.
Yeah.
Body. He real.
Yeah, unless you start asking me some ridiculousness like, yo, can 50 give me a record deal and all my 1,000 niggas? No, sir. No. But then again, I've seen 50 talk to niggas that I was like, he had no business talking to these type of niggas. I just keep it frankly honest. But Fifth is the type of dude, he'll see a mega rapper and ignore him, but see a street nigga with 300 followers and show him love. I'll keep it honest. Like, I've seen him do that multiple times. And it always fucked with me, but I said, hey, that's why he a superstar.
Right. Yo, Hynaken, what is you did like 5,000 interviews. What's your best interview, bro? Who's the best person for you to interview? Like,
I got to give you a list because it's you're talking about 15 years of lit people. So
give me a top three.
I'm just going to give you names for people to reference. Ebro, when I did the interview with Ebro for This Is 50, that was legendary. 50, when he was talking about Rick Ross's album sales, iconic. Anything with DJ Who Kid, amazing. Angela Yee, amazing. I did a couple of interviews with Charlemagne after I got caught up in a shootout. So my arm is broken. Those were good interviews. Who else? It's so many. Rappers. I did a good one with Young Jeezy. Oh, bro, I'm probably forgetting 90 famous people, yo. You can see in my profile, Tommy from Love and Hip Hop. That was a good one. She was talking spicy. Trina, Cardi B was my first Cardi B interview was good. The second one was okay. She always shows love. Man, it's a whole plethora. It's a whole plethora. Some of them is gonna land, and you'll see.
Right.
And let me ask you this: like with the recent comments that Irv Gotti, said in regards to Ashanti, how you feel about that situation?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I said with the recent comments that Irv Gotti made about Ashanti, how you feel about that situation?
I usually don't like speaking on Irv Gotti, but for the sake of you guys, I'll say this. From my perspective, it looks like he's still in love with her. It looks like if given the opportunity, and she said, hey, Irv, I want you back in my life, he's full throttle in her box immediately. Him ragdolling her and dragging her is weird because I don't know any guy that's okay with that. We've been around guys that open their mouth and, that's par for the course, whatever. I'm not saying it's right, but how he's going about it, I've never seen any type of fuckery like that before. Talking about, yo, I gave you this great sex and I inspired this song. I'm like, bro. And mind you, I'm in the media. I like great stories. I've said wild shit, and I might end up saying some wilder shit than what he's saying sometime in the future. I get it, but that right there, I just don't get why no one's telling him behind the scenes, like, bro, you wildin'.
Irv's still high on that ecstasy, man, from the 90s.
Allegedly.
Hey, bro, you don't think John
I'm ready whenever you guys are, Chuck.
You don't think John Rule should have said something to him? He's sitting right next to him.
Why he's saying this crazy shit?
It's. I mean, it's tough. They've been rocking with each other since 1991, and that would mean that he could say something more. But I think there's nothing Ja Rule can say where it doesn't backfire either way. If you get what I'm saying.
Now, whatever because they are not the. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go for it.
The fact that they've been rocking with each other for so long, Ja Rule sitting right next to him, he should have been the nigga to be able to like, yo, bro, you tripping? Chill, bro. Chill out, my boy. Chill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ja Rule said he understand both sides, and
there you
I
go.
think I think I understand. And as far as Irv, I think Irv is still bitter because he felt like Ashanti abandoned him when things went bad. As soon as things started going downhill, you know, it's the whole stay down till we come back up type thing. And I think he felt like Ashanti just abandoned ship. The Titanic was going down. She jumped on her own little saved rescue boat and left him to burn and die. And he really took that to heart. That's my opinion. That's what to me was going on.
That we can add that to the recipe. You know, I've been fortunate to be around so many different types of personalities that there's certain things I pinpoint. He just enjoyed that Ashanti box. He enjoyed that Ashanti loving. When I see him talking, he misses it. He's probably never found a better girl than her, and he wants it back. Every woman that's probably watching that is like, yeah, he wants her back. You know, most dudes, this is 20 years, my nigga. Move on. Come on.
Yeah, I think he just bit. I don't think he wanted back. I wouldn't say I'll still be talking about it, but any little chick I done had that left me when things went bad, I feel some type of way about it. I done had situations where I was the man in the hood. As soon as I caught a case, my car got took, shit like that. I couldn't even get my girl to take me to court, and I took it personally.
I believe Irv Gotti knew what he did, man. He knew what he was doing. He knew it was gonna go viral. He knew it was gonna be the talk. He got all this stuff going up. I think that was more like, I'm gonna turn it up right quick. You know what I mean?
Marketing. It was marketing.
Straight.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on. Can I say something real quick? I keep hearing you say, hold on. I keep hearing people say Ashanti left when, you know, the whole Fed shit had got or whatever. But correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Irv Gotti married when he was fucking with Ashanti?
Well, she knew that though.
I heard that he was separated.
I'm saying so. Hold on. Let him answer, bro. All right, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I heard he was separated. I don't know how accurate that is, because you know when it comes to documents and paperwork and things of that nature, you got to be specific. So he might have been on his way to being separated. You know, because think about it. Midnight is technically the morning. 11:59 is last night. So, you know, I'm just saying that to say he might have still been with her, might not been, but the timeline is too close. I don't know.
When I say she left him,
hold on. Let me, because I know he only got 30 minutes. So I don't want to stay on this. I want to ask him a couple more questions before we play the audio.
No problem.
When it comes down to Prodigy book, bro, did you ever read his book? And do you think like his stories in the book was true?
I haven't had a chance to read the book. Those types of memoirs, I tend to stay away from them. I don't want my mind to be slightly tainted. I've been around for a lot of things behind the scene industry-wise. So I don't try to engage in those type of stories too much, because then it makes me look at people a certain way, whether it's the storyteller or the person who's the story being told about. And I'm not saying my mind will be influenced. It'll be more of, I know the inside track. So what are you doing? Trying to sell books? All right, cool. You need the bread, whatever. Because I've seen people remix a story for the sake of their own benefit, and the whole industry and the whole world believed it. And I'm like, that's not true. And people are like, oh, you're a hater. Rah, rah, rah. Like right now with the Clark Kent interview, people are upset that he said he introduced Jay-Z to Biggie. Because the rumor or the urban legend is, you know, Big and Jay met in high school. But if you take their age ranges, things of that nature, does it really add up like that? So everybody's like, Clark's a liar. I'm like, why would Clark can't lie? Like, if he lied, Jay-Z would be like, he's a liar. And Jay-Z's not going to call Clark Kent a liar. So that's why I'm very tricky with reading books and things like that when it comes to speaking on people. So, I didn't read it. I heard some of the excerpts. I was just like, all right, cool, whatever. Go for it. Prodigy was cool with me. I never had an issue with him. Good, solid dude. Gave great. I interviewed him probably 3-4 times. Always humble. So,
No doubt, bro. And before you get up out of here, let's play the audios about a couple of minutes, and then get you to chime in on that particular subject. Jess, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, can you play it now?
Story. I had to. So, you know what I mean?
Got you. And like back to the battle rap though, like Loaded Lux, that was take it back up too, like where people was asking.
Honestly, once I talked to him and I learned about his story.
Take it back to the beginning.
And I learned about his story. We had to shoot an episode. You know what I mean?
Got you. And like back to the battle rap though, like Loaded Lux, that was a topic that came up too, like where people was asking, would you battle Loaded Lux? Hey, hold on, Jess. Hey, Jess, it's the audio you playing up top? Play the one that's up top.
Yeah, that's the one I'm playing.
The one that's up top?
Hold on.
Oh, it's the YFN Lucci. You should start off with the Young Thug.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, $118.
Hey, I know that, like, hey, Map, I noticed you asked 21 Savage that question about, like, the YSL Ricos, like, the YFN Ricos, like, different Ricos going through hip-hop. You think that hip-hop artists are being targeted at this point?
They always been. They always been, bro. Like, keep it real. You know what I mean? Why wasn't Tupac or Biggie's murderer found? Like, there's always been something there, you know what I mean? And they just figured out more, clever ways to do it. Now, when I battled Geechee Gotti in Cali, I tried to warn niggas about all this shit because I saw it going down. In New York City, they set it off with, Tekashi, Casanova, Bobby Shmurda, like, all that shit was the Rico shit. I don't even know if people know, but all that shit was part of that whole Rico situation. And there's a Clean Neighborhood Act where they classify gang members as terrorists. So if you out there, especially a lot of niggas on Clubhouse, if you out there gang banging on Clubhouse, if you letting niggas know that you a gang member or whatever, hey, the U.S. government now considers you a terrorist. You know how they treat terrorists, my nigga. Guantanamo Bay all day long. This is where we headed now. So I don't know. I told this nigga, I battled him, I broke it all down. I told niggas the shit was coming. Peace, how you doing, sir? All right, good look. Yeah. Salute. Right? So I put the warning out there, but, unfortunately, you don't see these battles, especially, that battle, you're not going to see it unless it's on the app. I was hoping that, that would get dropped on YouTube or whatever, but, I've been talking about this shit for a long time. You go on my YouTube channel, I got a video called New York City Drop Your Flag. Like, come on, man. We gotta work smart out here, man. These niggas out here doing stupid shit. There's cameras everywhere. And these niggas acting like the shit don't exist. It's not making sense. Like, the niggas the people that's trying to oppress us are advancing. And we're doing shit, still doing dumbass shit from the 70s. It don't make sense.
Right.
It don't make sense.
That's a good point. So how you feel about that, what he said? You agree?
It's pretty much what we first touched on when we first spoke about. Like, it might not sound the same, but the message is the same. Yeah, like, you're being watched. You're young black multimillionaires. You're a target. the most dangerous thing is a young black man making his own money without the assistance of anyone else. You're going to be a target. You know, I got a friend, he's probably 34 years old. And when he goes into car dealerships, they're like, he got the portfolio of a 65-year-old multimillionaire. And he's always getting asked, what do you do? What do you like? I'll probably tell this story when I go to do the next episode of My Expert Opinion, but I got racially profiled by a rich white lady because she couldn't understand how I was sitting courtside. She's like, are you a rapper or an entertainer? I was like, no, I sell furniture. Like, stop playing with me. So these guys right here, yeah, you're a target. And you're committing crimes. And you're not even committing ricky-dicky crimes. You're letting off Dracos, machine guns. There's rappers that are making millions that are still pushing drugs. They can't leave the streets alone. You gotta leave the streets alone and clean your money too. And unfortunately, the problem is too, that Rico shit ties in so much. That's why Gunna's jammed up. Gunna ain't do no street shit. He's just guilty by association. Now he's facing what, 20 years?
Yep.
Yeah. You know, that Rico shit was meant for the mafia and the Cubans out of Miami. And they've extended it to the rappers. You know what they have in common? Money.
Good point.
Money, drugs, crime, but the money. Because feds don't go after broke drug dealers. They only go after movers and shakers. So, you're a mover and shaker, you got the target on you. I agree with everything Mav said. So, find a better way to finesse, find a better way to clean up your money, find a better way to not put all your activities on camera. And, you know, you'll be straight.
Oh, salute. Hey, bro, can you give us a drop? Can you shout out Death of the Cloud Chaser?
Hold on. Death of the Clout Chaser?
Yeah.
Yo, they call me Hynaken. Whoa. I'm rocking with Death of the Clout Chaser. Yo, cut that clout chasing out. It'll only last for 39 seconds. After that, you still gotta be a real nigga. Death of the Clout Chaser. Who rock with them?
Salute, bro. Salute. I appreciate that, bro. We appreciate you coming through for sure, bro. Giving us your time.
All right.